everybody, Peg Leg Dad, Matt. Second episode here today. I want to talk about Hi Bentley. This is Bentley, just got him back today. Spent 3 weeks at training, learning how to be a good puppy, Hugo puppy, yeah. So today I want to kind of talk about how to crutch in the winter, so using your crutches, getting around in the winter time. On one leg, I mean, getting around in the winter on 2 legs isn't the easiest in general when everything's icy. Take off that leg and alright everybody, so this is take 2. Make sure you wait till the end. We just got Bubby back. Might hear him whining now, and he decided he wanted to knock down the whole board and everything over here. So take 2 for episode 2, talking about crutching in the winter. So obviously 2 legs in the winter with ice isn't the easiest thing if you're not used to it. And even if you are used to it, it's certainly something that can be dangerous. You can fall pretty easy doing that. So it's even more important to be careful, as well as have kind of the right tools for using your crutches and getting around in the wintertime as an amputee, or even just using crutches in general in the wintertime if you roll an ankle, something like that. So the crutches that I use, and I'll have kind of more about those later, you might be able to see them over here. They're called Moby legs. They're not just your standard style crutches. They're certainly far more comfortable than standard crutches, but they do pose a little bit of a challenge in the winter when it's slippery, even when it's just wet. So the tips are actually kind of a rocker tip, so they're not flat. They have a little bit of a bend to them, a curve, and that just helps kind of propel you forward, so it takes less effort. But the challenge that poses is, you know, how do you get around with that much less surface area? So I've actually got some spikes that I used when I was still using a walker last winter. So I've attached the spikes to it, and those just flip down and flip up. So when you're not using them, they flip up, they're out of the way, you don't notice them at all, they don't affect anything. But then when you need them, you flip them down and they'll give you, I think it's 5 spikes on them, all the way down into the snow or whatever the case may be. And you don't have to use them only when it's icy. I mean, you can use them for different things too. They just don't work the best, obviously, on pavement. And then I've also got a cleat, basically. It wraps around the bottom of my shoe, and it gives me, I think, again, about 5 different, basically just metal pegs that help with my foot itself getting better traction as well. It makes all the difference. I'm big into fishing, hunting, things like that. So for me, being able to still ice fish and get around on the ice, even with one leg, without having to have, you know, somebody pull me in a sled, which I'm okay with. You know, I'm all right with being a little bit lazier and letting somebody else do all the hard work. That's all right. But to get out and about, you know, I gotta have something. So it was really something that was important to me to look into what the options were. You know, if crutches aren't quite stable enough, there's no shame in using a walker and still using those spikes, just so you make sure you've got that extra, you know, security. Falling down, especially if you're fresh out of that surgery, is not a good thing. You can really do some damage. Even now, I've fallen a couple times, I think 3 times now, 4 times I guess I've fallen. So you really got to be careful, and you may even get taught how to fall properly when you have the surgery, when you're in OT or PT, just to make sure you fall safely so you don't hurt your arms, your other leg, anything like that. So the other big thing is take it slow. You know, there's no shame in pulling up the rear and being the last one to go somewhere, to be into somewhere, because you getting there safely is the #1 priority. You know, the other big thing is keeping yourself covered, making sure you've got a pair of gloves that allow you to still hold on to your crutch without impairing how you're able to function with them, and making sure you've got a secure grasp, but also keeping your hands warm. Even if you use forearm crutches, you know, the same principle applies to forearm crutches as it does to a walker, to standard crutches, the Moby legs like I have, whatever the case may be. You really want to make sure your skin's covered, but then also that you can have a secure grasp on your crutch or your assistive device, whatever you're using. And again, just take it slow. There's no rush. There's no reason to try to win a race. You're going to lose either by taking it slow or by falling. And if you take it slow, you're not going to lose, if you will, in that sense. You'll get to wherever you're going safely. you know, one thing I found a lot of places too that, you know, I frequent, when I picked up Bentley, our puppy today, the owner was very concerned to make sure that everything was salted properly so that there wasn't the ice and things like that. So if you're a business owner, if you're a homeowner, anything like that, make sure you've got salt or sand or whatever it is that you use to get the ice off of your sidewalk. You know, if you're somebody who owns a plowing company, you know, what can you do to try to help minimize the ice in a parking lot? Those are big things as well. You know, safety isn't just one person, it's everybody. So I really hope you find it interesting. Again, every week we'll do the best dad joke from my Instagram and my Facebook, both of them, the Peg Leg Dad. Check it out. Go follow my Instagram, follow my Facebook page. Make sure you vote on which one you think is the best, or if you like them all, like all of them, whatever you like on that. And then I'll feature that best one from the previous week at the end of the episode here. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to do more things on tips, tricks, you know, like I said, different things on how do I put on pants, you know, what do I do for like the leg so I don't have a leg hanging down, especially when you still wear a prosthesis. If you're getting used to one, if you're not sure you're going to use one, you don't want to obviously cut all of your pants and then have a leg and now you've got to buy a whole second set of clothes. You know, that's not the most cost-effective thing. So make sure you subscribe. I'm going to go through things. We'll do weekly videos. I really appreciate everybody's time, and I hope you guys have a great week.